everybody. Thank you. Sorry we were a little delayed today. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So we'll wait for a few minutes, but this is the first weekend we've been able to be open without the restaurant restrictions and all that. And I don't know if we anticipated how busy of a weekend it would be. I mean, was it busy?
It was pretty busy. We've had a lot of large groups come in, which if you have like a big group, we do recommend reservations just so you know you're coming. But yeah, really, Bonnie's out there being a rock star right now.
I know, Bonnie
so
is still out there.
Still out there.
She's signing up a club member, is what I believe, and which is awesome. So, and I actually was running late because I had a barrel tasting at the winery today for some campers who were lovely. So it's been good so far, so good with the reopening.
Absolutely.
So so Bonnie's going to be joining us shortly, but we'll go ahead and we thought it's been a very stressful week here in Paso, which we'll get into. Yeah.
Oh, do we?
We'll talk. I mean, if anyone wants to know, I get questions all the time.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it later, but we're going to talk about more exciting things. But one of the things that I thought we would do, since it's summertime and it's, people are starting to get out a little more after the coronavirus pandemic now. I mean, I know that there's still a lot of restrictions out there. But one of the things we thought we would do is we talked about it, we always get food pairing questions. Oh, I'm going to have this tonight, what should I pair? I'm going to have this tonight, what should I pair? So we thought, why not pair wines with some of the most popular items that we get requests for?
Like pizza.
So today we're doing pizza. And I know it sounds funny, but people still want to enjoy a nice glass of wine, even on those nights that you're like, I'm just going to order a pizza. So we decided to go with some traditional pizzas, and so we have selected 4 wines. We're going to taste each of these 4 wines, and then we're going to taste, we'll taste the pizzas and the wine together, but we'll tell you which wine we want with which pizza, and we'll just kind of tell you why we went to that decision. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and shoot them over. But why don't you tell them? Anna ordered the pizza. I was not in charge of pizza ordering. And I just said we want one traditional pizza. So what did we order?
So the traditional pizza was pepperoni.
Okay.
And then we went with a margarita.
We have the pepperoni here.
And we went with a veggie pizza.
The margarita in the center, and then a veggie. So for the vegetarians out there, we will find a wine for you today. We will find the wine.
We do not get a white sauce or pineapple pizza because Bonnie and I don't believe in having pineapple on our pizza.
I know that some people would probably care to differ because I know that.
I know.
Yeah.
We agree to disagree. We'll have a glass of wine over it later.
Yeah. So I am noticing it looks like there is no sauce on the margarita.
Dang.
No, I mean, I don't know. Everyone makes it differently. We ordered these from a local pizza place downtown, Marv's.
Marv's Pizza has been here for a really, really long time. Granted, I haven't been there in like years, but I grew up when I was like little going to Marv's Pizza.
Marv's Pizza.
So
I've always liked it, and I really like their meatball sandwich, which I would pair with the Sangiovese, I think. Yeah.
So what are you drinking right now?
Well, because I was sitting here I decided to start with a little Sangiovese, but why don't you introduce me to the wines we chose?
We chose Sangiovese, Syrah, Barbera, and jug wine because jug wine, why not?
Why not? It's a good blend of everything. I imagine everyone will start with something a little different, and we'll just kind of taste and see what's going on with these pizzas. So I have a little Sangiovese in my glass. Okay. And go ahead. So I'm gonna try the pizzas first.
Oh really?
Well, I don't know.
You try pizzas first. I'll try wine first.
Well, the typically when you do pairings, like when you're doing fancy dinners, like I'll end up working with the chef, and the chef typically knows his vision for what he is making, and he typically has something in mind for it. We kind of have an idea of these pizzas conceptually, you know, pepperoni pizza, vegetarian pizza, and margarita. But like anyone knows, when it comes to pizza, even if you're dealing with Domino's Roundtable, everyone's sauce is different. Am I wrong?
No. And bread.
And their
crust.
bread, the crust.
Yeah.
So we just want to get a flavor for that and see which direction. Is it a big heavy sauce? Is it real light, like tomato sauce? You know, like you said, like if it's like the white sauce, I think it's basically Alfredo sauce, but I'm not positive. I actually was down in Arroyo Grande, God, I don't know, before, no, it was during COVID, but I believe it's Klondike, so I got a Klondike's pizza, and they actually have a little cheddar cheese sprinkled with other cheese. And some people may think that that's like sacrilegious, I don't know, but it just was interesting.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so I'm going to start with the traditional. So we'll go ahead and taste. Or I thought you were going wine first.
Okay.
Oh my
wine
God.
first.
You stick with the line, Anna.
Wine first.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a lot of, actually light on the sauce. Some people do a heavy sauce. This is very light on the sauce.
Okay. I feel like based off wine,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for which.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go veggie and try that one first.
Okay, the margarita. This margarita does not have sauce, which this could be a little tricky. So it's almost like you're dealing with the bread. There is olive oil. Olive oil is delicious. And then you have some tomato and basil, but it's very light, very delicate on this one. So that one might be a little tricky, actually. A lot of flavor with the vegetarian. Even though people don't think, they always want the meat. But we have the onion, olive, bell pepper, tomato, cheese, garlic. So you have a lot of different, and olives. So you have some savory, you have some green, you have a lot of different things going on. So now I'm gonna taste the wines, which we have chosen. So, yeah, and I don't know I don't know if this was a big weekend with the corona letting up, but it just seems like there's a lot of people out and about.
A lot of people from Orange County.
A lot of people, the campers were from Orange County.
Really?
Yeah, they were lovely. So we have some campers. So right now we are hosting one group at a time, and it's been a lot of fun. So up there right now we have just a group of 6 friends, and they are celebrating a birthday, but they're families, all family people, very nice people. I enjoyed the barrel tasting we had today, but they were talking about the restrictions where they are a little more, still a little restrictive.
Right.
So I think we're lucky here. Our restaurants are open at 50% capacity. Tasting rooms, as of yesterday, just were opened. And what was the other big thing? Oh, and the biggest thing, what, hair or nails? Because
I was gonna say gym.
Oh, the gym.
The gym.
Well, that shows you where my head's at and where Anna's head. When is the gym open?
Monday.
Monday.
Fun day.
Monday, so the gyms are opening on Monday. Do you know if there's any restrictions on those?
I don't know yet. I'm kind of worried that they're gonna make us wear masks while working out, which will be an interesting experience. Maybe not. But I will say, if they did, a positive way to look at it is, you know, that'll improve your cardio so much. Just saying.
Restrictive breathing?
Because that's, I've been told that's how runners will go to like a high altitude and run so that we get conditions to run.
I have a friend who I go on hikes with, so I've been going on hikes during Corona because there's nothing else to do. And thank God that a lot of our hiking trails, not all of them, but most of them have been open. And he's much more of a fitness freak than me, but he has the mask that you wear for conditioning.
Right, and so higher altitude means thinner air, so.
Yes.
Or even like swimming, same thing when you hold your breath. So.
Wait, swimming, you're not swimming at high altitude.
No, but swimming is another exercise that helps you with cardio because when you hold your breath for so long. Like, for example, when I was on the swim team in high school.
Wait, you're on the swim team? See, we find out more. Anna is like an onion, so you find out little bits and pieces as you go. When we first met, Anna was working for Fish and Game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she knew about every type of fish
Still,
you can fish for out of the Central Coast and know how to tell the differences. And I think this was right after I went deep sea fishing for the first time.
oh, cool.
And they all looked brown except for the occasional orange one.
Mm-hmm.
All rockfish, but they apparently are all different species. But they hang together. They seem to mix and mingle.
Depends on the depth you're at, but yeah.
The depth.
You know.
Depends on the. So Anna, being the onion, so you were on the swim team.
Yes, and being on the, and then after that I did basketball, and after being on the swim team, you know, swimming is like such a good exercise, and then from going from that to basketball, I could run and not like feel like I didn't have to stop. Like it was
What was your event in swimming?
freestyle and backstroke.
And the back. Oh wow, the backstroke.
Stroke.
I can doggy paddle. Sometimes I can flip.
Really? I
Yeah.
feel like
My mom taught me how to float when I was a kid, but
you have the body type for backstroke, I think. I will backstroke.
I don't
is
have the
shorter,
stamina.
you
I
know,
just don't have the stamina.
but you can. But you
That means you have to try. But I am excited about the gym opening because I actually bought a piece of equipment for my house 3 weeks ago, and it showed up. I think it was the day before they announced the gyms were opening. So I was really happy about that, about my investment, because I had already put it together by the time. At any rate, so I'm going to try the jug line next. So I did the Sangiovese, which is bright and fruity, and I'm kind of hesitant to pair it with anything because typically when there's a lot of sauce, I like the Sangiovese because there's a lot of fruity flavor, there's a lot of acidity. Oh, okay, which one did you do that with? The pepperoni? Oh, with the margarita. So I'm gonna taste the jug. Now the jug is kind of our easygoing table wine. I would imagine this would go well with all of them because it's more medium bodied.
I don't think Bonnie's gonna like this margarita pizza.
We'll find out. Did Bonnie so look at, I think
Almost.
the people finally left, and so we should be seeing Bonnie here shortly. So we not finally left. We're very grateful for these customers, but it is, I don't think we realized how busy we would be today. So
Right.
once
Well-
again, apologies.
And Bonnie and I were talking to, you know, normally when we don't have anything going on, like an event to get to, you know, somebody walks in at like 10 minutes to close, like, it's not a problem. Like, they stay, chat, it's very chill.
But you guys had groups in here when I got in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So,
It's, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I have like a little pepper. Okay, this one has a little more fruit flavor going on, very bright. But once again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this jug wine.
I feel like I'm pairing Sanju with like little eggs with each one.
And you know what? We may pair the same wine with all of them because it's. I will say I like this pepperoni pizza. I just wish there was more sauce because that would be a dead ringer for the Sangiovese. Just saying.
I'm a sauce person too.
Mm-hmm.
We should make our own pizza.
We
Pizza
could.
cook off.
We could do a pizza cook-off. Okay. Mm. Oh my gosh, Bonnie,
Yay!
where in the heck have you been?
Working my way back to you, babe.
So we've just let everyone know what we're doing with the pizzas.
Oh, right
We
on.
introduced the pizza, and we introduced the wines, and we're tasting it. So Anna's doing a different method than myself.
Oh,
I am tasting the wine. Oh no, I tasted the pizzas first, and now I'm tasting the wines to see if I'm going to pair with the pizzas. She's going opposite,
Yeah.
Okay.
I've tried Sangiovese with all.
and you can do whatever you want.
because it's American.
That margarita pizza has no sauce in it. What say you?
So for the margarita pizza with no sauce, I think that would pair with probably any one of our wines. Because Sangiovese to me would probably with sauce will pair, I think, a little bit better with our pepperoni
Okay,
and our.
well, I'm just saying.
I like it with the veggie.
Give it a try because there's not a lot of sauce on that pepperoni
You know
pizza.
what?
Oh, is
Though?
that the
I think
problem?
the reason why I like it with veggie is because the veggie looks like it has more sauce.
We could be pizza judges.
Let me see with my.
Forget why it's all up.
What is your favorite type of pizza? Do you like a lot of sauce or not a lot of sauce? Do you like the more exotic pizzas?
Well, there's sauce on here, it's just dried up.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I think, but
Spicy words.
I like a lot of sauce. I like so much sauce to where the cheese falls off. I like a lot of sauce. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize because I'm not sure if you knew this.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Oh, we've just learned a fun fact about Anna. Now we get to learn a fun fact
Oh, what
about
is Anna's
Bonnie.
fun fact first?
She was on the swim team in high school.
Oh my God, I was on the basketball team.
I was on the basketball team too.
Oh my god.
I was on the bowling team.
You had a bowling team? That's
I was.
I'm lettered in bowling. I'm
Okay.
lettered in bowling.
This is another local fact that really depresses me. Our bowling alley closed.
Because
They are
of
not because of Corona, but they gave it up. They're not coming back. The bowling alley.
Do you know?
I'm very
Okay.
sad. I loved bowl, especially
That was
rock and bowl on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. We in 1986 invented rock and roll at the Poinsettia Bowl in Ventura, California.
And so that's another fun
I
fact
still
about
have-
Bonnie.
I still have the sweatshirt and the T-shirt that says established.
You know what though?
Rock and
That
roll.
makes me really sad because growing up in Paso, the only thing you could do was go bowling or roller skating, but that closed.
Where was the roller alley?
It was actually in a space on the Mid-State Fair ground.
Okay.
It was a roller rink and that closed
I
down.
need to jot down notes because I gotta say.
And now the bowling, man, I had a 7th birthday party there.
So, okay, fun fact about Bonnie though. What were you gonna say? Prior to the bowling conversation.
Talking about pizzas.
Okay.
Do you know how to make pizza?
We owned an Italian restaurant called Mama Maria's, and our pizzas.
Named after your mom. Can I
And-
have her? Sorry.
We used to order a special cheese that had 5 different cheeses already grated into it with herbs and spices.
Okay.
We had that special cheese to where that made our pizzas the best, and we were the very first ones to charge $2 to have your pizza delivered in Oxnard.
Oh my god. $2 for delivery?
Yep. Because now, now people, and that was the reason why we charged the $2, is that was the $2 we gave the people for their car, for their gas,
That's when gas was,
like 75 cents a
oh
gallon.
my god.
So they would get $2 every time they went and delivered, and then they would get the tips on top of that. I mean, we were rocking and rolling.
That's
Um,
rockin' and bowling. That's right, you were. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, what do you think so far? Where are you at? What is Bonnie's method on tasting?
And Bonnie also worked on a plane.
Also worked on it.
A plane.
Mhm.
The jug wine, I don't think it's the best of the pepperoni. I would have thought it would be. It just,
I guess we're all different. Now, what's your
Burn.
method? Are you tasting wine and pizza, or are you tasting
wine,
pizza,
pizza,
and wine?
wine.
Wine, pizza, wine. Okay.
But I've only had one, and I thought I'd point this in.
So let me ask you this: when you're going to pair, whether it's pizza or anything else, do you choose your wine first, or do you choose your food first?
Ooh.
To tell you the truth, I think I choose my wine before I cook.
Okay.
But there is certain things that I do cook that I already know what wines that I want to pair with, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the Sangio,
Mhm.
but you said the Sangio didn't go very good with this one?
I'm not going to tell you my opinions.
Mean.
I don't want to share. No, I just I was
I'll tell you mine.
before. Oh yes, I would love it. Are you already done? You're
No.
sold.
No, Syrah for me doesn't really care well with any of them.
Okay. Sriracha is more of a, I don't know. For food, I always go with pork or pasta, something that has a lot of like rich flavors, and this is kind of more pizza-ish. It's not really rich.
So we were trying to figure out, because a lot of people will say, I have a Syrah, and they don't know what to pair with it.
Well,
But
yeah.
the whole thing is you have to try. And since you didn't know that Syrah wasn't a very good pizza place, now you know. So when somebody says, would you pair Syrah with pizza, then you'd say,
It's true.
well,
No, not really.
not really, because of why though? Why wouldn't you pair it? That's how I would look at it. Did it not give the flavors that you wanted?
Didn't wow me.
Okay, so you need,
Sangiovese.
That wowed. Okay.
That wowed.
well, Sanjo's I kind of feel is a pizza wine.
It's, yeah. Well, and Sanjo and Barbera have the advantage because they are food pairing wines in general, so there's a lot of acidity that's going to cut through some of these flavors. But I think also it's going to depend on which pizza, and I will say, I'm disappointed on the sauce situation. I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna
You know
put
what?
my flag on that hill
I
on the
agree
sauce.
with you. I'm a sauce person, but you know,
This would change, so that's a thing, if you're gonna be pairing pizza with wine, you gotta know your source and kinda know what you're getting.
Exactly.
so
That's what
I
do.
think, and no shade to Mars Pizza, you always have a special place in my heart.
Ours is
In
great.
the Central Coast, in the area, the best place I've had pizza, and let me know if you both have different areas you go to, is Nardoni's in Tuscany.
Oh, yeah.
I did Nardoni's when they first opened up, when they were closed for a long time. Was not impressed. I think it was probably because they were just opening up and they didn't know their head from a hole in the ground.
Well, I know
I'll
they've
just let
changed
you know.
others too.
You and I have to.
I like
But
Nardoni's, it's
all I
nice.
wanna do is I'll go back and try it again. I'm not opposed to that, but
The best place I've had pizza ever was in Petaluma, Old Chicago Pizza.
Oh my god, you know what date was it?
Oh, I've been multiple times. Like, man, it was so good. And there's so much cheese that falls off. They serve you, you have to go in there. They serve you the first piece, and there's this cheese, and they know how to, like, cut it, and they serve you the first piece. And it takes forever because you know they're making everything from, like, and it takes a long time.
well, you know why? It's because we used to have, there's certain pizza ovens. Our pizza oven particularly, we would put everything
Gina's.
together.
Someone said Gina's Pizza.
And we would put it here and it went through the oven at a slow heat, so it cooked that way. And we can open up the little doors to make sure that everything was fine. But our pizza was the best. It was great.
You have to make me.
But I have to tell you, I just tried the Sangiovese with the margarita. It was amazing.
You really liked it. Okay. I wasn't
Sangio
sold.
and margarita.
I wasn't
But I
sold,
had
I'll
the
try it again.
tomato.
It
I
was
had
good.
So-
That was the first pair.
the chunk of tomato and the Sangiovese I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Um,
So this is the other thing that I have just realized. So the ratios of ingredient is critical. So this is also what you need to know. So I just had a piece of pepperoni in my bite with the Barbera. That changed it significantly than a bite without the pepperoni and the lack of sauce.
did you enjoy it?
Yes, it
Okay.
made it amazing. Now I want to go back because I didn't find that the Sangiovese was a great pairing with the pepperoni, but maybe I didn't have the correct ratio of ingredients.
Good. That's true. And I didn't.
Because
But
there are some pizza places that cover the pizza in pepperoni, so you really need to know your source. on the
Exactly,
pizza.
but, and you know what, the whole thing is the reason why I didn't think this paired very well with the pepperoni is because it burned.
yeah, it's a little
And so,
lighter.
and I wanna think it's because of the Zinfandel that's in there.
Mm.
So the Zin with the pepperoni, I don't think that's a good pairing. I think Zin and pepperoni.
Why? Because of
Cause this is peppery, so
it really just
it
accentuates
literally, I would bite,
spice.
yeah, I have the Barbera in here now. The spiciness, when I drank and I would do a little,
Mhm.
It literally, you know how when alcohol burns your mouth?
I do.
That, it was a burn,
Sorry.
maybe it was, I don't know if it's, cause sometimes Zinfandel will do that, it'll give a little burn to it.
Feel the burn.
Yeah, feel the burn.
Is that Bernie Sanders or is that from what is it? Richard
Working out.
Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons.
So to the comments,
The little
somebody
grower.
asked about Hawaiian pizza.
Yes. So we have a Hawaiian lover.
There's no such thing as a
Okay.
Hawaiian pizza.
I
But
will
what would you
say.
pair with it?
Nothing.
Now, I was thinking about this earlier because I left to go do my barrel tasting and I left them in charge of ordering and I said we need some traditional and we need some like out there stuff. And one of the things that I did not think I would like ever, but have come to enjoy is at some pizza places you can get the barbecue chicken pizza or it's like the Thai chicken pizza. But it has a different sauce, and I honestly, I've had it a few places, and I love it. And I would say if I was gonna have barbecue or Thai, I would go with. I was actually even thinking rosé, but since we don't have any of that, we were gonna do rosé or yeah, maybe the Thai, but I don't know.
To Hawaiian, I don't like Hawaiian pizza. Clearly, Bonnie doesn't like Hawaiian pizza. However, if there's jalapenos on it,
Oh my god.
I would look at it and I'd be a little interested if there's jalapenos. Jalapenos,
But Hawaiians can't even handle jalapenos.
I mean, I'm Mexican,
It's
so.
just the name of it.
I
Like,
I can handle
if
anything.
it was really a Hawaiian pizza, there'd be spam all over it.
No, Hawaiian pizza
It
means
has
I feel like they
Canadian
probably
bacon.
have that,
It is
though.
literally Canadian bacon on it. It is not.
I know, Canadian bacon
It is
and
not
pineapple.
politically correct pizza. It is not politically correct.
I know, but the whole thing is that it's Hawaiian because it has,
I mean,
because it has pineapple. But all I'm saying is, I haven't met a wine that I can pair with pineapple.
should we have gone to Taco Bell's Mexican pizza?
Oh my God, maybe we should've. So my beef with Hawaiian pizza is it's not the pineapple. I can handle the pineapple. It's the Canadian bacon. I don't like it.
I don't like
I don't
Canadian
like
bacon
Canadian
even on my
bacon
McMuffin.
So with the Hawaiian, I would do either rosé or maybe just something
Oh, well,
like
for sure.
the Jack. Like I don't know if I would
What about
get into some
Riesling?
of these real crazy flavors. Yeah.
What about Riesling with Hawaiian?
Depends on the sauce. Like once
Yeah.
again, and the sauce is critical.
It depends if it's a dry Riesling or a sweet Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Canadian.
boom. And there's petrol. I don't know.
You kid.
Food and Riesling are hard. Now this one, Angie, Bonnie has talked to Angie several times. Angie Bushy
Love
in
her.
South or North Carolina?
SC.
South Carolina. She's very specific. This is a woman after my own heart. Medium amount sauce, ground beef, ham, marinated artichokes, chopped fresh garlic, hand tossed crust, local restaurant. Yum. Especially the crust with jug wine.
All right.
I will say.
Tell Angie.
Okay. Well, you can tell her.
Angie, I will see you here next
I
Saturday
know, with that
with
pizza.
that pizza, and I promise you I'll give you a bottle of jug wine to drink with it.
Ooh.
Now, funny enough, and then Karen Colombo, nice to see you. Thanks for watching. She says Mexican pizza, spicy and delicious.
Gina's.
From Gina's.
Is that local?
I think it's San Luis Obispo, but
It's still
I
local.
don't think I've ever had Gina's.
Well, we're gonna, if it's local, San Luis Obispo,
You gotta go.
I say the three
Maybe
of
this
us,
is going to be a
gotta
quest
go.
now.
the three of us, we should go.
Okay.
Oh, and then we should bring the iPad, and we should
We
do,
could do a tasting there.
we'll do a tasting at Gino's.
Okay.
I mean,
so I'm working with the Syrah now on the pizzas, but I
when
don't
it comes
taste
to
them.
spicy, you really have to knock the socks off with Caitlin and
I do like a little heat, but not as much as you can handle, I'm sure. You can handle way more.
And you both can handle way more than I can, because I'm a snibbler on the
I
roof.
scared my
The
newborn.
snibbler. Is that this one?
I'm gonna do,
Oh,
shoot,
can I get a little more? Because I gotta get.
Is that
some more
Barbera?
spices. Oh, she wishes.
is that Barbera?
So off subject, ever going to make a sangria with a Pinot wine? Thank you for asking, and funny you mentioned, we have actually done
Is it
sangria.
Syrah? You want it? Okay, because that's what I wanted.
I have to get through these pizzas.
I have to tell you, I have a pretty good sangria. Oh no, I don't have the sangria recipe. You know what I have is a really good mulled wine recipe.
So I've done sangria. I have a very popular sangria that everyone loves. My issue with sangria, I don't like red wine sangria, so I don't make it. But I don't. But I do have a rosé sangria that is amazing, and I've done it several times. And maybe you just haven't come to one of our events where we have featured it, but I've done it here too during
I've
the
never had it.
summertime. Yeah, so it is a rosé sangria, and it has.
Can I ask which rosé you use?
Well, at the time
It was
that I
bonus?
first started making it, I was using the Judd rosé,
The judge.
and then now you can intermix, and you do to get a different result.
It's an interracial.
But to me, well, it's all rosé. It's just
well.
maybe
Sorry.
we're not getting political here.
No political.
But it has peaches, raspberries, mango, and then I think there's mint. It's delicious. It's delicious. Oh my God. Very refreshing.
Speaking of mulled wine, is it okay? How am I saying mulled wine?
Mulled. M-U-L-L.
Mulled wine. Okay. So
Mulled.
I made it once and it was a hit for a Christmas party. But I went to Spice of Life, which is right
Oh my
down the
God.
street from. And I went in to Lori, she's the owner, and I gave her this list. And I was like, I'm looking for all of these spices for this mulled wine, and she took care of me. So spices in the area, Lori, just saying.
I make I make a mulled wine, and it's funny because I used to make it at Pomar every year for Christmas, and I was the only one. I mean, you make the best. You have to make it, and I'm like, I don't. And so I was always in the back in the kitchen making it. I never got to wait on anybody because, I mean, usually you make one batch. I made 7.
Yeah, well, it's a lot. I mean,
And it takes
because
a
it
lot.
takes time.
Yeah, you gotta hit, and
Wow.
special oranges. I use
Mine actually wants to sit for like 8 hours. Sometimes it doesn't get to sit for that long. It needs to get up and do its thing. But I will say, when you let it sit longer, the better it gets.
well, I think that's with anything. I think sometimes when you let it.
Yeah, not with steaks.
Well, marinating. Sometimes you wanna brine it for how many days?
Oh, I don't do more than 24 hours, but that's me.
You're the cook.
Mm.
So this holiday season, we should have like
A mulled wine contest.
a contest.
Well, I will say the Spice of Life. I never even thought to go there for a moment.
Oh well, so Paso's getting better, but again, growing up here, and I'm sure people who have been here longer know what I mean. Like, they really struggle. Anything exotic or anything that sounds like it's gonna be hard to get. Spice of Life probably has it because she kind of specializes in that area. So
So what, do you remember what spices you couldn't find anywhere?
I could not for the life of me. And turns out Albertsons now has it. But I was making chicken tikka masala, and I needed masala sauce, because you can't have chicken tikka masala without the spice masala. And I went to Food for Less, Albertsons, Vaughn's at the time when we had it. Smart and Final.
Was that little, on 24th Street, was that little Mexican restaurant,
It's
was
Indian
that-
food.
oh, it's Indian?
It's an Indian dish.
Oh,
And
no,
so finally
Yeah,
I
like
went to
Japan and
Spice
China.
of Life, and so a Spice of Life, they had it there, and
No, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, so
No, the Spice of Life lady, and not only that, but she has phenomenal quality spices. So a little goes a long way, and she will put things together that I wouldn't even dream, and I love it. Like, I am always
she
very
made yours.
hesitant.
The spices for our wines.
Absolutely.
She put together some nice, so if you ever come in, we have a really nice spice that if you want to pair it with our Cabernet, that's the kind of thing that you want to put on a steak or whatever you're really eating with your cab. It doesn't necessarily have to go on your steak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't know if you like tartare or if you like anything like that.
I
but-
love tartare.
I know, me too.
Meat.
I've never had it. Oh no, I had it once when you gave it to me.
Oh, Oh my gosh, yeah, whatever. We won't talk
Yeah,
about
you
that
gave it to me.
though. So, okay, where are you guys at? I'm gonna just revisit the Sangiovese with some of these.
Okay, I was a little disappointed in the Barbera with the pepperoni. I don't know.
So
That's-
far, Sandra is my favorite with pizza.
Okay, funny you guys mention it. The Barbera, actually, I'm gonna go left field. So this is a thing where maybe this is gonna be all over the board because I liked the Syrah the best with the pepperoni.
I respect that.
But it's when I had a piece of pepperoni, like
Yeah.
in the bite.
I know, and do we have another pepperoni?
Oh yeah, we do. We just didn't want to clutter up the table too much because
Okay.
there's a lot going on here. But this is when I realized, like, I thought pairing with pizza was going to be easy, and it's actually not. Because I know that if we were to go get pizza at Rustic Fire, which is like, it's family style, but they have wood-fired pizzas, they have a variety. Their sauce is different, I know that. Their ratios of component to bread is different. And the same thing with, like, if you were to get it at like a fancier restaurant like La Casaccia. If you just got like their sausage pizza or whatever, or they have a margarita, it's gonna be different, and their sauce is different too. So
Should we?
it's really,
Next
maybe that I think that we need to really explore the pizzas of downtown. But
The pizzas of downtown.
the pizzas of downtown, maybe this is something we should pre-record and then we could edit and post, is exploring the pizzas of downtown. Because like, I think that makes a difference. So knowing your pizza source. I was just gonna mention, because I know when I was growing up, there was a pizza place that we used to order pizza from. And everyone, well, I should say, men loved it because the whole top of the pizza was covered in pepperoni. Like they weaved it in. I am not a huge pepperoni person. I like it spread out, like that this is perfect. But if it's covered in pepperoni, it's a little much for me.
I like it when it's covered in pepperoni as long as it's nice, and when you let it sit for a little longer and the pepperoni gets crispy, like on the end, it curls up and then the edges get crispy, so when you bite into it, it's kind of crunchy, but then it oozes of the sauce and the cheese in your mouth.
Okay.
I'm a sauce and cheese person.
So, you know what? Just cheese pizza alone with sauce would be just,
Well, that is gonna be, I think, more in the Sangiovese realm, but once you start adding these elements, that's when you have to go in a different direction. So pepperoni, my vote was Syrah, but that's me.
I think I like the Barbera with the pepperoni. I love Sangio with the veggie. And margarita, I haven't found. I need another
margarita, the only one I liked with was when you bit into that tomato, and it went really well with either the Barbera or the Sangio.
I think I would like more sauce on my margarita pizza. Is that wrong with me?
Well, margarita pizza
No, it's
doesn't
not
have
wrong.
sauce.
Oh, okay. So
It's not wrong
It's
to
just-
want sauce.
It's actually just, there's no sauce, it's tomato, mozzarella cheese, and basil, that's all the margarita pizza is. And they're
I
trying
will
to,
say
I
this
think
about
it's like
that,
a
the
convenient
cheese on this is very waning, on this particular pizza.
weenie.
Waning, meaning not enough.
Oh, I know.
It's very,
I don't even see it.
it's like going on a friggin' Easter egg hunt.
Marv's,
Not looking
no
for the
offense
cheese.
to you, Marv's, but I'm a little disappointed in the pizzas that
You
we
know,
have.
we did let this pizza sit for a while.
We did.
Doesn't matter.
I do like the crust.
It doesn't matter if you let it, if a good pizza is the best cold the next
Okay,
day.
so I knew that this was gonna come. Sauces. This is a game changer. What do you think with pizza with pesto as opposed to a traditional?
Pesto is good, but I think I would go with the rosé. What's
It's
a
a
pesto?
game changer. Oh, you're going rosé.
I would go with the rosé for a pesto.
I don't wanna give away
Secret.
the rest of my things because I know we're still in the middle of going through the pizzas. I would go with Barbera. And also it would depend on what you're putting on top of the pesto. Is it gonna be a simple, like just cheese on the pesto, or is it gonna be,
See, that's the whole thing. But usually a
or-
pesto sauce is just something pesto with maybe some vegetable or something.
Yeah.
I've never had pesto with,
But to
what else do
me,
you put?
whenever you have a pesto, even on a pizza, pesto, because of the garlic and the herbs, it's overwhelming. So to me, it can overwhelm the meat or the. So I would go with pair to the pesto. So I would go barbecue.
Praise to the pesto.
Praise to the pesto.
You know who else has pizza?
But the garlic, well, you're right. I was just thinking, I was like, garlic is spicy, and that would do rosé. But I'm staking my vote on
She says
Barbera.
Barbera
I say Sam, yeah,
with pesto?
with all of them.
Oh.
Wow. Way to
Sandio,
go.
well,
Yeah.
Sandio is a pizza wine.
Pizza wine, Sam, yeah.
Mhm. I just want to taste the
So
Barbera.
Blast and Brew up the street has pizzas as well.
They're different.
Have you had their pizza? I don't think I've had their pizza.
Can I try the Barbera? Sorry. So, yeah.
Somebody,
Oh, no, can I try the Barbera?
yeah.
Oh, that's it right there. The one with the cork in
I
it.
know, I'm putting it down.
Oh, sorry.
I was putting it down because this was in your face.
Oh, well, it's hard.
It's hard
That's
to
what she said, but it's just, there's a lot of plates and
Maybe
boxes
some
going around here. So, I think that sauce definitely is a game changer on these, because, now what about Alfredo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's
We
that
talked
pizza
about-
that people get that, I mean, I can't stand it personally, but some people love it, it's the white sauce,
With the artichoke hearts.
I don't know, I've never tried it.
I
what do they call it?
I mean, I have,
The
but-
Bianca pizza, or whatever they call it. It's just, I would actually just go with the white wine. And
Yes.
then that way I won't join you,
Or a beer.
and I don't
But you don't
wanna do
drink
that.
white wine and you don't drink beer, so cider.
You don't
Crazy,
drink
then
white
that
wine?
means I have to go wash my hair at home.
Like ever?
No, I do, here and there. But when you're at the end of the day and you wanna have something good, I want something, I wanna feel it. I like the red. It just, sometimes I'll have a glass of white wine once in a while, or I will say, when you pair it with certain dishes, it's amazing.
I like to start,
It's difficult for me to have a glass of white wine. I like a taste of it with like an oyster, or some sort of small appetizer. Otherwise, if I have white wine with a meal, I feel
Kayla,
let down.
cheated.
what, do you remember your first wine ever? Ever?
Yes, I
You're
do.
7 years old.
No, 100%. Ooh. Yeah, I do. Oh, do you want me to tell you? Okay. When I was a kid, I remember I had to have been 9 because I had not yet moved, or 9 or below, so probably between 7 and 9. My mom, and I'm glad that she's not watching because she would get upset with me, but I still call her out because she still does it. Don't tell her I said that. She was a teacher, 3 kids running around the house. She would come home and we had the newest state-of-the-art refrigerator, which did crushed ice. So she would get her little glass full of crushed ice, and then she would open the refrigerator and pour the jug of Carlo Rossi Chablis into her glass. And I used to go around when she wasn't looking, and first I started just sticking my finger in the glass and tasting that, and then I would take a sip, but I had never abused it because I was scared, because my mom was a big disciplinarian and I didn't want to get spanked.
For
So,
special occasions that they let you,
okay, so that was my first interaction with wine,
Okay.
and I don't know why I liked it, but I liked it. The second one, well, I mean, you're Catholic, you get communion wine, but I was
Mad
able
Dog
to try.
20.
It was. No, it wasn't actually. For some reason, I remember being at an event where I was able to try port, and it was just a little sip, and I remember liking it. Do you remember your first experience with wine?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
my parents used to let me,
some people have more exciting ones than others.
well, my first experience wasn't with wine, it was with beer. My dad would always let us have a sip out of his can. But
We're talking wine specific.
wine, it was Burgundy. My mom would have the Burgundy wine in the jug because that's what we used to cook with. She'd make beef stroganoff and we'd always do a cup of wine. So I would have a sip here or sip there. And then my parents used to drink Mateus. And so I fell in love with Mateus, so they would always let me drink it until I thought I was a big girl. And I was in high school and I had got a bottle of Mateus and my friends, they had Boone's Farm or whatever. And I drank the whole bottle and I never was sicker. It was right before my 18th birthday, and then my mom had a surprise party with 6 of my friends, and she had little bottles of Mateus sitting at each of our place
Fantastic.
to eat, and I was like, I didn't even want to drink it. So that's my scary experience. And since high school until I was, I want to say 24, 25, 26 was when I started drinking wine again. So.
What about you, Miss Anna? She's like, well, I started with, Chateau Margaux and this and that.
No.
No? What was your first experience?
My sister actually took me wine tasting first time.
So you were of age.
I was of age because I didn't like wine.
So you were 21,
Something around there.
and you're 20 what now?
27. Your face.
But that's okay.
My sister, it was
You can drink a
unacceptable
lot
to
in
have,
6 years, Bonnie.
you know.
I know.
I drank a lot in the last 3 months because of this Corona thing, and I don't even know
Yeah,
why.
absolutely.
Like, it's not like it's. I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm just saying you can fit a lot into a short amount of time. Good. Okay, first time wine tasting. Where did she take you?
The cheese place. They have really good cheese.
Oh,
You know the one.
Lavinia.
In Lavinia. Now, what did you like? Did you like it or did you not like it? Because it was your first. I get wine as an acquired taste. You can tell the truth.
They had great cheese.
Should like it. Just like I took
Yeah.
that.
You should still go there. Awesome place.
Good cheese, great cheese, actually.
One of my favorite places to go have pistachios. They have great pistachios.
At the,
I'm not a favorite of their wine, is Sculptera.
I love their wine.
I
But I
don't-
mean,
I don't care for it. I don't think they have, to me, it's not my style.
so, and I think that's important because, people like different things. And so
That's why I asked when somebody goes, she goes, well, where would you, because when people say, what would you recommend? I would say, what kind of wine would you like?
yeah, because it totally differs. I mean,
And that's why I go to different places. I go to places that I don't know I'll like and I'm surprised, or I go to some place that I'm so excited and it's
Absolutely.
horrible.
yeah.
But it could be the style of wine that somebody walks into our place and say, well, one of my favorites is Sculptera. Great. Then you know another place you'll love is Cass. To me,
I've never been to Cass.
Sculptera, Cass's wines, to me they're similar.
I've never been to Cass, but I mean, I think that's just important because, we're saying what we like and we don't like on, live public, information. But just because, I like Sculptera, wine doesn't like Sculptera, that's fine. I mean, there's wine you like and wine you don't like.
it's a big country, we have opinions.
there's,
Yeah.
it's not like, I'm sure there's one that I like there, but I just don't remember it.
It doesn't stand out in your head.
Yes, and when a wine stands out in my head, then that's all bets are off.
Chez Juicy was the first winery where I was like, and this was before Pinot, so
But you liked everything.
Chez Juicy, yeah. Well, I specifically like their white wines.
Well, you know what I have to tell you? When I loved her Pinot Gris, and I'm not a big Pinot Gris, but you could find your Pinot, and so when I would go out, it's kind of funny because even if I wasn't here, like if I was somewhere else and I was having fish or whatever, and J. Ducey's Pinot Gris was on there, I would get a glass of that because I liked it. Pairs really good. Last time I had it was at a wine bar in Morro Bay, and it wasn't maybe it was an old bottle, that's the only
I'm
thing.
having some issues with the margarita. Can I have this into the I have my pairings down. I just am waiting on. I gotta. do
My
that.
issue with the margaritas, I can't, the only thing I liked it was with the tomato.
I was just gonna say I like the margarita pizza. I like the olive oil flavor. I do like the flavor.
There's a lot
It's
of
not-
garlic on there too.
It is not what I would think of for a margarita, but I just want to try it.
It's not, and then like, I'm like, where the heck is, I don't want this kind of cheese. A margarita pizza has mozzarella blobs on there.
Yeah, I don't know that that's cheese. I think that's just the crust.
Yeah,
underneath.
I don't think that this is.
I think that's your cheese.
Yeah, that-
There's not much
take
there.
this out. You, Marv, I'm a little disappointed, Marv. I'm just gonna let you know.
It's Marv.
If you're watching, Marv.
So, we got a suggestion for upcoming topics. Number one, where's Bottle John? We got him back in the picture here. So Jeff, thank you for the suggestion. I think this is a fun event. We'll figure it out. I will say, thank you for asking because John was really not, if anyone knows my dad, they know that he's not big on social media. That's to put it lightly, I think. But I will say, since he has seen how much he kind of gets it now, where it's like he thinks social media is for the Kardashians to sell their next makeup line. I don't know, whatever. But he doesn't see the fact that it keeps us all connected and allows us to be present with everybody and allows people to interact. And then when he did his Zoom with Tackett and Volatus, I think he kind of saw how it all connects, and so now he keeps asking me about it. But I think we can get him on here a little more often now, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Jeff suggested, I suggested an event with John and Cabernet. Maybe source a bottle from his one of his buddies' winery and get you girls tasting with them. I think that's a great idea because if anyone knows John, he's very blunt, so he'll tell you the truth. We just don't want someone to get their feelings hurt if we're tasting their wine.
Speaking
Right?
of your dad, we
Uh-huh.
actually
La,
we
la,
had
la, la,
it's a
la.
good thing. It's a good thing. We had a few. I think it was a few customers today that specifically asked when Altitude was going to be ready to go.
Okay,
And not until the end.
so I
Okay.
am
Should we say
wondering. Oh, what? For
Yeah.
altitude?
No, I told you, I said it wouldn't be probably towards the end of July.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a little later. So July 1st, we're going to be releasing the Cab Franc, the Malbec, the Reserve Cab. I think the Zen is pretty ready.
The cabs
The
have
Zen,
to be
the
ready.
18 Zen, we
Or
tasted
the-
it. Oh my God, that was delicious.
Cab Franc is
Yeah, so we'll release those in July 1st. And then everything else, the Altitude, that one's hard to say. We may actually end up doing that one in September. We don't know. So right now, I'm a little hesitant to re-release it, but because we did a pre-release and we did a tasting, but the concept was to try a bottle and then hold the rest of them.
Yes, and then, and some people were asking about putting it in their shipment, I said not at this time.
Oh yeah, it's not really something we can substitute
We
right
can't
now.
do that.
Yeah. So okay, what are your final pairings, final thoughts?
Well, I have to tell you, my final thoughts are tonight, that I thought the wine was phenomenal. I think, you know what, it's really hard for me because I'm a little maybe I'm being a little hard, but I'm a little disappointed in the pizzas to where I don't know if I would pair any of your good wine with the pizza.
Oh my goodness,
And
you're taking that stand.
I'm a little disappointed. I mean,
I can see that
I
though.
have another piece. of
but I
wine.
have to tell you, I do feel that and I'm not a vegetarian pizza person.
The best was the veggie.
Well, I'm a pepperoni girl. But the whole thing is I think that if I would have understood what you wanted, something not so,
Well, no, traditional to me is pepperoni.
I know, but I didn't read it in more,
Interesting.
I didn't even think, you know what the whole thing is it came down to the wire, and Anna's going, we have to order the pizza, and I didn't know, we still had a bunch of people here, so I think
Oh.
if we would've planned, I would've liked to have tried the barbecue chicken pizza.
Well, there's another day tomorrow.
Okay, but
We'll have to do the
no curry, I won't do curry chicken.
We
Sorry.
should do
No.
different pizzas from different places, maybe.
I think this could be one of our like
Do you
ongoing
have something
video
that's
things.
curry?
Okay, I do. Do you know that I'm gonna order a Chicago pizza to be delivered here, and then we could cook it and try it.
Big
What do you
word.
think?
Big word.
Uh-huh.
You like curry.
In small doses, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What is it? What's wrong with
No,
curry?
sometimes people over curry things.
Mhm.
Oh, where are you going?
And if you have had something over curried, it
You know,
makes it very
Mhm.
difficult to
I
continue.
feel like curry, and this is totally off topic, but I feel like a lot of places only really do curries because that's the most likely thing that people, like Americans, are gonna eat. You know what I mean?
What are
Like
you-
as far as
At a
Vietnamese.
pizza place?
No.
I'm sorry.
No, out of like a
Excuse me,
like
mother.
basic.
Okay.
I was like, you know what I'm saying.
Oh
You
my
know what
God.
I'm saying. No.
Yeah.
No, not at a pizza place. I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to pizza. But like at like a
Well, she said there was a curry something on pizza. You said there was a
Oh,
barbecue
Thai. I said Thai chicken.
Thai chicken, but
Yes.
you
Where?
had curry though.
wait, are you talking about curries in terms of pizza?
No, I wasn't talking about curry on pizza. I said the Thai pizza with chicken
I
and
see. Thai pizza.
Oh.
Thai is not necessarily always curry though.
Oh, okay, but I thought you had
It's like
said
Thai
curry.
chicken, so it's like with the peanut sauce
Ah.
and green red onions
Oh,
and
I would like that.
I don't think it's
yeah.
like
I would like that. I'm just not a curry fan. Like I
It's
told
very
you, I'm not
racist.
gonna. It is very. I have a friend that cooked curry. I mean, she's Indian. She's wonderful.
Well, I think that kind of
But
goes. It just goes back to that whole thing where we were talking about, like, if you've had something in not a good atmosphere,
Uh-huh.
you're
Or
gonna
if
think
you have a bad,
negatively.
just like I can't eat lamb. My aunt spoiled me when I was a little girl to where she said it was lamb, but I found out it was mutton.
What's mutton?
It's like
It's old lamb.
old
Sheep.
lamb. It's
Old
an old
sheep.
sheep.
Like
Old
aged,
Like an
Like a-
aged.
The
aged
sheep should have died and then, oh,
They
okay, we'll
just
eat you.
decided to make.
It's
dinner.
so, it was so gamey, it had that lammy smell to where now when people, oh, you haven't had my lamb. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. But when I smell that smell,
Mm.
I'll bet, I don't, mutton, I can't,
Never heard mutton before.
It's-
That's interesting.
so it's just, I've had some bad food experiences with lamb and with curry to where I can't eat it anymore. I try, but even just the smell, it brings back my brain. Unless I reprogram my brain, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. I will. So you're going Sangiovese with everything.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So I'm gonna say I know. Like, this is exactly what happened at the jug blending party. My favorites were different than everyone else's,
I like the pepperoni.
and as they
Syrah, like
say,
you
the
said.
cheese stands alone. So yeah, I'm going Syrah and pepperoni.
I am too.
But you have to have a good ratio of pepperoni on that. And I will
Yeah.
say, even if you did have the tomato sauce, it would just get better. If it had more tomato sauce, I would look at the jug or the Sangiovese.
Exactly.
I love
Um,
tomato sauce.
With the veggie pizza, I am gonna go Barbera. I didn't like any of the other ones really. Also not my favorite pairing in general, but I did like it because it worked out. The acidity with the Barbera cut through the veggies. And then with the margarita, this is why I've been trying to taste a few different ones. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Sangiovese.
I'm kind of disappointed the jug wine didn't really go.
I thought the jug would have
I
been
thought-
fine.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I was gonna vote for the jug before I even drank it.
This particular
Maybe it's the
margarita
pizza.
is different though, I will
I think
say.
it's the pizza.
And if it was me, if I could just choose whatever with this margarita pizza, I may actually go with a white. Or I might go with just something different than what we have here on the table.
I probably would go with a beer.
But the funny thing is I do like this pizza. It's not that I don't like it, it's just I don't like it with these wines. I like that crispy olive oil. I like the, I wish it had more, I mean, I wish a lot of things, but I do like the crust. And I like it, but I would change a few things. Okay, so.
I do have to say, when I'm
Oh,
eating
go
the
ahead.
Barbera with the pepperoni, it just, to me, it brings out like that allspice to it.
Well, I think it's a good, when I had the,
mean,
yeah.
I really like it. It brings out, whew. Just saying.
I was hoping that we would come to a more absolute conclusion at the end of
Yeah,
this thing,
and you know what? I think we need a saucy pizza, and then a non-saucy pizza, and then
Yeah.
3 different types.
I think you guys are right though. I think we need to explore the pizzas of Paso.
Yeah, pizzas of Paso.
And maybe we'll kind of do that in a video. Anna says she knows how to edit, so we could just do different clips of us.
Way to
and-
go, Anna Banana.
But we have a lot, I mean, because we have your traditional pizza, but Marv's Pizza Planet, that was one of my favorites. Rustic Fire. But then we have the
La
fancy.
Pacheca.
But then we have the fancy pizzas, like which are the wood fired at the restaurants, like La Cosecha, and I believe La Petite Canaille does them too.
I don't know what that is.
That's where we had our Christmas dinner.
Oh, is that the name
It's
of that
spelled
place?
really strange, but I think that's how you pronounce
oh,
it.
La
I can't be
Petite-
held to that,
okay.
I'm not positive.
It's 12th and Spring. The
Mm-hmm.
corner of 12th and Spring. Yeah.
But we could try and explore and see what the difference is.
Let's explore.
So I'm sorry that we weren't able to come to a better conclusion, but I mean, you got a little bit of information about what we were looking for and how things can change because your ratios are gonna change, your ingredients are gonna change,
And maybe
your sauce is gonna change, cheese.
it's hard because pizza changes for every day. Maybe it's just the type of food where it's like beer.
That's true.
That's true. Except for if you're in Italy.
Yeah, that's different. Well, to be continued.
We'll see you in Italy.
Well,
Excuse me. I was told that for our Christmas present this year from Pianetta
Are we going to Italy?
that Caitlin and John
No.
are going to be taking Anna, I, and Marilyn. We're going to the northern part of Italy where John's family was originally from, and I heard that his great ancestors, there's still people there that we're going to be able to meet, and we're going to be able to taste their pizza.
wow.
Who told you that?
I'm gonna
I
go
just
talk,
made that up.
you know what, that sounds amazing. I think that would be a lot of fun. I will talk to management
Okay.
and get back to you, because maybe this is, but it really, honestly, what it hinges on is the COVID situation.
That is?
It's the COVID, it's not anything about business.
Nothing.
It is the COVID situation,
Exactly.
and we will work on that. But,
Alright.
yeah, so 2 comments, let's see. Any comments, send them in now, because we're gonna just close things out here.
And it's
Yeah.
next Saturday, we'll be picking our,
By the way, keep your eyes open. We'll be sending out a survey soon. Now that things have gotten a little busier, and number one, I really do want to say to everyone who has stayed with us here for the last 2 months, 3, whatever it's been, we cannot thank you enough. It has kept us alive. I appreciate all the orders, all of the comments, all of everything. Because
my
there's
club
no
members are
way,
amazing.
oh my gosh, our
Thank
club
you.
members, our customers, all of everybody, I really cannot thank you, and we're gonna try to find out how, but I don't think that we will be able to really express the gratitude. But that has kept us alive long enough to see what the new norm is gonna be and see where we're gonna go from here, but now that we have to start managing walk-in customers and tastings again in a much more restricted environment, we're gonna probably start limiting the shows we do. So we're trying to decide if we're gonna do it once a week or twice a month, but we'll probably change the day. And so we're gonna be sending a survey out because we want to know what the best day for you guys is, and any comments or topics that you guys would like to see. And I've already gotten a few in our feed here, and so thank you. We'll definitely look at those, and I think we can make them happen. And I am really excited. I look at the silver linings, and this is a silver lining of the corona, is we have been wanting to interact with people in video format or live feed for a long time, and this just kind of gave us that extra oomph to get over, and we've had a great time. We've actually even excited John about it, so I think I can't wait to continue this even during regular things.
Regular business.
Regular
Hopefully-
business.
Hopefully we'll be back to normal with a little bit of a, extra edge.
Canada has kept up. Thank you guys so much for the kind comments. It means the world to us, like navigating through this whole thing. And I know that we're not out of the woods yet, but it's been an interesting time, and I'm sure it has been for you too. But thank you, and you guys keep us alive. So that's 100% true.
can't
yeah,
wait to
so-
see you at
yes.
the Palooza.
So we did send out an email recently where we did some events and updates on that. So the Papagayo is still, we still have some more to talk about, Anna. You better sit down. Papagayo is still on. We have been limited on our capacity on that, so we right now only have, I believe, 4 seats.
Well, you said there were 6, but I had somebody call tonight and for 2.
Okay.
So those other 4 might be for Janice.
Okay, that one might be sold out. We'll update it as soon as we find out. The camping, we do the summer solstice, which is not going to be a summer solstice until next year again. But we did want to do the camp out on the vineyard again, which is going to be difficult because the stars literally have to align. And
I thought they were going to align in August.
Oh, they might, but I am waiting on the restrictions. So the big issue is we need to know when the restrictions are for crowd gatherings.
Oh.
So that one, stay tuned for sure. We will post it as soon as we know for sure. The dinner, the runway dinner, is still on. That one, it's a seated event, and it should be fun.
Before.
That's the Friday before Palooza. I do still plan on doing the Pianata Palooza, and it may change format a little bit, but it should still be a go if you guys are interested. Just so you know, if any of the price points change or become more expensive, less expensive, those of you who have tickets to these events, we will let you know. So don't worry about that. Just because of the format change. The only thing I can foresee is the Palooza becoming less expensive, to be honest. So yeah. But other than that, I really thank you. It's been great, but yeah, look for the survey, fill it out, let us know, because we want to keep joining you guys, and it has been fun. I know Angie just said that it has been wonderful to meet you all, and then Jeff. Thank you guys for keeping Pianata alive with all of it. Absolutely. We're here for you. You guys are here for us. We're here for you. But yeah, so yeah, tasting rooms as of yesterday were open.
Yes. Still small. Still, we have to limit the capacity. And the sad part about it is even if you do make a reservation, I mean, how long can we keep them here?
That's true.
That's the problem. So
Reservations are new for us, and we've had the issue, like today, we had a reservation, but they showed up late, and it was difficult to wonder, okay, are they late, or are they,
showing up? But we're figuring it out. But the only thing is like just trying to. We're sorry that if you did show up and we couldn't take care of you because we were at our capacity, and I totally understand if. Even if you did make a reservation, the sad part about it is if the people had made a reservation prior and they were still here, I mean, I don't know how to kick them out to get the new reservations in.
That's something
And you can't go to the bar right now.
Yeah, we
can't serve at the bar.
Can't serve at
We
the
did
bar.
have to turn people away because we had nowhere to put them.
Yeah,
That's called party paper, but I get it. I know. These are the restrictions.
we're sorry,
It's
and-
not us. It's not us. We're not trying to.
we're gonna, as soon as we can get you back bellied up to that bar, we would love
Oh,
that.
Nancy, do we still have to do a meal? No. So as of
No meal,
yesterday,
okay.
we don't have to do the meal
We're
with
eating.
the tastings. We are still doing the tasting format the same way because they want to limit any kind of recontamination from bottle to glass. And if we are within 6 feet of you, we do have to wear masks. We have to, lots of sanitation, no standing and tasting, you have to sit. So this
If
is
you wanna
why.
sit on the floor in the corner with baby, you can.
You know what? I will serve that person because it's very frustrating as we're coming out of this, and you can just see just from the attitude of the people that are in town. I don't think anyone's really concerned about it, but I'm not a doctor
No one is
or
concerned about it.
but I'll.
So there could be changes to reservations.
So I
We're
mean,
hoping that we can get
if you
rid of
guys are going to be coming in the next few weeks, definitely make a reservation because we are definitely prioritizing our club members. That's number
Exactly.
one.
And make
And
sure
let
you
us know,
mention.
that
Yes.
you're a club member,
Yeah.
because I did get a couple calls today. Hey, you guys open? Yes, we are. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. I didn't know you were club members. Not that we're saying that if you're not a club member, you're not as important. That's not what we're saying.
No, they are more important.
But it's helpful to have that.
But it's helpful to have because if we know about what time you're gonna come in, we can probably,
We'll make sure that something's open.
Or
Yeah.
if you're picking up a shipment, we can get it ready
yes,
for you
and
prior.
then have it ready. Just say I'm a club member, can you get my club shipment ready? I don't wanna, if I can stay and taste, I will, but if I can't, and we'll be more than happy to do that for you.
Definitely, please. Anything we can do to make it better
Yeah.
for everybody.
Everybody
great.
is a priority
Yes.
with us.
But
And
we want to make sure our club members are happy.
exactly.
And but also we will keep posting as things change because it is ever evolving, in one way or another. It's every day it's something different and new. I had to give everyone a little page with the health department's phone number,
I'm calling tomorrow.
and I can't ask you what your symptoms were. I can just give you the guidelines. You were okay. Okay. Are your lips split?
My lips are purple.
Some of it's very common sense that makes us giggle and laugh. But I do know it's a serious situation, but
Yeah, it is
we try to
serious.
make light of it because otherwise we can't live.
Yeah, I can't if I have to be heavy, I won't.
Yeah, and honestly, I guess in light of all of that, if anyone has been following us on Facebook or anything, or we missed the Wednesday podcast or vlog or whatever Facebook Live episode because of a situation here in downtown Paso, and maybe I'm gonna take a page out of Anna's book and say maybe we just don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a negative thing in
It's
a
on
very
the news, you can
fun
look it up.
town, and it's on the news. Look it up. If you have questions, just let us know. The thing that's important is we're all okay, and
And remember, life's too
everyone.
short to drink bad wine, so
Absolutely.
drink all your good ones.
Absolutely. So it was a crazy thing, but we'll be here. Look for the survey, and if there are any final questions, let us know now. Process is evolving, ever evolving, and then all the outside influences are another thing. So if you guys do have questions on if we're open or not, we are as good as we can be for answering messages when we come in. We are normally, even if we're not open, we are here at least once a day, so we will respond to them. During the last few weeks, between different events going on in both the country and here locally, we were not able to be open a few days, but we did get back to the messages, and email's always good too. We can just get back to you and let you know if we're open or closed, and then that way you can schedule your event. I don't foresee anything happening in the next few weeks that's gonna change our hours.
So right now, we're still 12 to 6 every
Oh
day.
yeah, I mean, maybe our hours will change, but I'm just talking about
Oh.
scheduled protests or shootings
Oh,
or
gotcha,
whatever.
gotcha.
I don't foresee anything changing our hours.
Okay, good.
And we may be actually reopening a little more as we proceed. So
Right on.
awesome. Woohoo! Peanut is the number one
Shoot.
winery in Paso.
Yes, we are. Yes,
Okay, cheers, you guys. Thank you
Cheers.
so much
Thank
for
you for
joining us.
coming. Life's too short to drink
Thanks
that.
so much, Jeff. That's a great compliment. And we will see you guys next time. And send us your requests for
Cheers.
content. Cheers.